What up, CB101? YouTube, catching us on the replay. Let me know. I always like to know who is on Team Replay. So give me a shout out if you're there. And if you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel and you let us know in the CB101 group, we're going to be giving away free access to our accelerator program this Friday. So make sure you guys go ahead and get in that. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to sell chatbots for over $1,000. And what I mean by this is a lot of people always ask me, what do I include? Like what comes in a chatbot and how can I price them appropriately? And so we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to go through not necessarily how to sell them, because I've talked a lot about that ad nauseum, but we're going to talk about specifically what you need to include in your bot to make sure that you actually have everything to warrant that price tag. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's talk about that, because a lot of people don't really understand the power of what chatbots can do. And a lot of people don't really understand the value that it really can bring to a business. And I've said this on trainings before, but there have been and there will be chatbots that are sold for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. There will be a $1 million chatbots that's sold eventually, right? Someone's going to sign that first 7-figure chatbot contract because chatbots can do all of the things that websites could do, that email autoresponders could do, that ads, are doing, right? You can connect it and sync it up to a chatbot. So these things are things that can replace what's already being done by business owners. And then it's not going away because this technology is going to be integrated with AR, with augmented reality. This technology is going to be integrated with virtual reality. This technology is going to be integrated into your IoT, your Internet of Things. So if you guys understand that chatbots really, really provide a lot of value to a business, and you can understand how to frame that value to a business owner, you can essentially charge whatever you can get them to pay. So Lindsay, what's up? Guys, if you guys are here, they have little buttons. And if you're watching on your phone, just hit that little hi button, say hello. And I always just am curious about who is watching this live and, who some of the people are that catch this on the replay. So let's talk about that, right? But let's talk about what are the specific things that you need to actually get going. So the first thing is you need to have some sort of subscription method, right? Some sort of some way for them to get in. And I'll specifically talk about what those are, but a lot of times that's Facebook ads. A lot of times that is a messenger code. A lot of times that's a reference URL. Go through all the different options that you have for those. The second thing that you have is you want to have your content, or what I call your chatbot furniture. Right, I'm gonna put in there. I like that. It's just your chatbot furniture. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you go into a house, right? When you go in and you walk into even a like kind of a model house, they usually have furniture in there that you can test out and you can see kind of what it would be like when you were living there. Well, the way that I think about it is when someone lands on your chatbot, you've got to have content for them to be able to interact with. If they want to go down the well. That's the beautiful thing about a chatbot, is that you're able to have opportunities for them to deepen the sales relationship, for them to deepen the relationship that they have with the brand and with the business right there within the chatbot that you can track, that you can follow up with, all that stuff that we know is great about it. And then the last thing that you need is you need a follow-up sequence, or you need some sort of a follow-up method. And this is the beautiful thing about chatbots, and the reason that I love them so much is because if you build websites, well, you can build content for them and you can help people subscribe. But if you build a website, it kind of stops right here. But the beautiful thing about a chatbot is not only can you give them content, not only can you get them subscribed, right? So for a website, it looks like this, okay? It looks like, hey, for a website, you give them content, you put content on there, and then they can subscribe. But then after the website, like that's it. You have to use a totally new service, a new software. You have to zap it off to something. A lot of times, most web designers aren't in the follow-up game. They're not in the actual conversion game. That's why most websites don't actually convert a whole lot for businesses, while a chatbot can deliver, it can actually get them subscribed really easily, right? Only 2 clicks. And just by talking to the chatbot, they automatically subscribe. Then you're able to deliver whatever content that you want in, oh, that's my mouse, in just as engaging of a way, right? And what I mean by that is you can add videos, you can add audios, you can add pictures and GIFs and text, and you can add questions and survey funnels, and you can do all of these things right there within the chatbot. And so the reason that I'm going through this is that this you have to be able to convey to a customer, right? It's like when we are talking with a customer, we're not ever really talking about a chatbot, right? We're not pitching them on a chatbot. We're pitching them on the entirety of the system that they're getting. We usually create a Facebook ad for them. We usually design a lead magnet for them. We usually design their chatbot. We usually design a follow-up method. But that's why they pay us thousands of dollars, sometimes every single month, to update and create and maintain these types of things. And so what I'm trying to convey to you is that it's much more than just the chatbot. It's much more than just a website. It's much more than any of those. It's all of it put together and more. So I'm going to hop in and see if there's any questions. John says he always watches me live. It's part of his day. I appreciate it. Guys, if you guys are here in CB 101, or if you're catching this on the YouTube and you have gained any value from this, the likes and the loves, those things always happen, are appreciated. So Jerry, Daryl, Presh, great to see you guys. If you guys are tuning in, hit the hide button and say what's up. So let's dive into this and let's talk about specifically what we mean here. So subscription methods. Okay. Let's talk about this in internet marketing terms. This is your lead magnets, right? And so when I think about subscription methods for our clients, so I was just working on an ad, right? For our client. And you can see here, we designed the ad where we literally went through, wrote the whole ad, created all the pictures. Okay. Like we did everything, right? And then what we did is we connected it to a bot. And when they click on this ad, right? When they click on this ad over here, it's going to link right into the welcome message and it's going to throw them right into the bot. So for here, what we are doing, what we're talking about is bringing some sort of lead magnet, some sort of subscription tool, some sort of money magnet to get them subscribed, right? So let me know. I'm curious if you guys want to talk more about lead magnets and specifically how to do that. I guess within the chatbot, what I love is that there are lots of different ways that you can create a lead magnet within the chatbot. We actually showed you right there. You can do it through Facebook ads. What's nice is that obviously you can go directly to your page, right? You can actually go directly to your Facebook page. And if I message this, right? If I actually send this page a message, it'll actually link right to my chatbot as well. So if I, looks like I can't message it right from straight here, but because I own the page, but if I hit this send message, right? Or someone goes onto my page and they hit send message, well, it's going to go right into the, into the chatbot here. And so this is one way that you can do it. You also have ways, that they can, that you can send them links, right? I just got a message from my neighbors about their dogs, pesky dogs next door. Guys, take care of your dogs. That's rule number 1 of life if you have them. Anyways, let's move on. So you have these links. What's nice about it is I can copy this link. So if I copy this link here, and then if I go into Messenger, I can go in here. And if I send this link to someone in Messenger, they'll actually get it, right? So John was on. So here's a test from live. Ignore. But if I send him that link and he clicks that link, he'll go directly to my bot. He'll go directly into my welcome message. Or if I want to send him to my privacy policy, I can actually click this button and just create one really easily that says privacy policy. And I can send that to people and they'll go directly to my privacy policy. If I want to send people to my Facebook group, I can send them there. So what's nice about this is that you can have these individual links that are all like side doors into your particular, block, right? And so Chatfuel makes it really, really easy to just generate links really quickly. And you can now send those wherever you want. So that's one way that you can do it. So let's see. I'm going to hop in, see if we have any other questions. Robert, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you hopping on. Helene, thanks for joining the group. Guys, if you guys are brand new into the CV 101 or you just subscribed to the YouTube page, then thank you for being here. It's I wouldn't do these if you guys didn't show up. And so I do appreciate it. What I do ask is if you do show up, hit the like button. Let me know you're here. Hit the hi button. Let me know who's tuning in, because it just, these are I've hired people on my team who showed up to my live videos, right? Like that's happened quite a bit. So there's lots of other ways that you can get subscribers. That's really what we're talking about here, is this subscription method. And you've got to think of different ways. You know, you've got different options for different types of businesses. So we talked about reference URLs, right? We also talked about you can just send them a message, right? You can just, you know, your Facebook page, right? That's also one that you can do. What's another one that we are going to talk about? We're going to talk about what's called live chat plugin, right? We'll just call it the live chat. So basically what you can do here is you can actually plug your chat right into your website. And so it looks like I haven't done it since I got kicked off of ManyCrash. I haven't put this on my website because I don't drive a whole lot of traffic to my website, frankly. And so I would go in here and I would plug this right into my ClickFunnels page. So I would go in and I would drop that right into my ClickFunnels page, and I'd probably have to enable some scripts. So we can do this later, but it's actually rather easy if you, it's actually rather easy to do with just a couple of drops of code and stuff like that. So let's go here. And what's nice is that if you guys are going to get in the accelerator program, it's actually a lot more affordable now since we updated it. And it's now a opportunity. It's an affiliate program. So lots of cool things. But I would just drop that right in here. I could put that in there. Oh, actually, I think I would put it in a particular code. But anyways, I'm going to figure that out later. But you can do that. It's pretty easy. This is actually something that you can do. You can acquire user from comments. So what you'll notice is that if I click right here, I can actually drop a particular response so that anybody who messages my page, right, anybody who messages, responds and comments to a post, they will actually get followed up with a particular message, right? And so you can see here, it says page responded privately. So if someone comments on a post, they can actually go into the chatbot as well. So you can do live chat. You can also do what's called comment, let's call it comment GT, right? Comment growth tool is what it's called. You can do that. So lots of different ways that you can get in. I'm going to take a poll here and see, maybe this is too basic for some people. So what are your guys' questions on lead magnets? We can talk about content and follow-up methods. I can kind of give you and show you like what I'm talking about when it comes to a particular, client and what that might look like, right? But if I go into the one that I was just working on, I'll show you that we try and highlight almost everything that would be on a website, right? Like everything that's on a website, like all that is good information. The challenge is with a website, it's just you aren't able to track who is clicking and what they're clicking on. And so what we do is we go in here and we like to put in just like the FAQs, right? Frequently asked questions, or what I call the FRIs, right? Frequently requested information. And so this is, we can do it like this. So this is FAQs, right? Frequently asked questions or frequently requested information. And you can think about that's different for every business, right? That's different for every client. So you kind of want to think about what is that going to be for your individual client. But here's, you'll see that it's similar. All we did is we hacked her website, right? So we went in and we kind of put together all of the stuff that she has on her website, because she already figured out that that would be valuable for her. So we went in there and put that. We also put some more information, just like some basic info on really, you know, her, and a bio and her services and stuff. And then, so this is the this is what they come in, and this is this FAQ. Now we also, what's also available, you know, to do in here is a what we call an ask survey. And basically, the beautiful thing about a chatbot is that it's able to ask them questions, and it's able to segment people. Oh, it looks like did I go blank? No. You're able to segment people based on their responses. And this, when you ask people questions, it does lots of different things. The first thing that it does is that it endears them to you a little bit. But also the second thing is that they are able to know that you get them, right? I think there's just a lot of psychological stuff that happens when you ask people questions and they are able to respond. It's also a way of showing their intent, and it's a way of showing their willingness and their motivation to buy, right? If someone is sitting there and answering questions for you, that's a very, very hot and eager customer. So what we always like to do is we like to just at least offer them the option of taking a short little survey. So we say, hey, before I send you our free checklist, can I ask you a few questions to make sure I can get you the right PDF? And they can either say, sure, sounds good, or they can say, no, I don't want to do that, right? And so we at least ask them to you know, what they want to do. So this is part of the content part, right? So when they come in, we want to have stuff for them to be able to download, or, you know, to interact with. And obviously the lead magnet is probably one of them. And I'll just share, some of you guys don't realize how easy it can be to do this stuff. But what we do is we just kind of, I mean, I love chatbots because they're kind of, you can utilize a bunch of free things. So what we do is we just put like URLs right in here, and we'll put a Google Drive link right in there. And if we want, we can pixel them with Link Wizard. But this is really it's so simple, right? It's so simple to have, just, you want to have content in there. Now, what's great about this is all this can be trackable, right? We can be listening to their responses, and we can be saving their answers in different attributes so that we know what it is that they, you know, where they're at in their particular, you know, career or their business or whatever it is, right? It's always, usually businesses have different kinds of buckets, and usually they serve different segments. And so by you figuring out what bucket they're in, it really makes it easy for you to follow up and have a real conversation with them. So I'll show you here. What we do is that through these answers, right, it says, have you already hosted an event, or will this be your first one? Because that's what we're trying to do, is, you know, figure out where they're at in their journey. And you'll see here, this will actually, it'll save it to a particular attribute, so that later on we can talk to them. If they've already hosted events, we can send them information that would be more relevant for them, or if they haven't, we can send them more information that would be not, you know, relevant to those people. So by asking these questions, you actually, A, find out who's really, really interested and motivated, and B, you're able to follow up with them, you know, which is the last thing that we'll talk about, in a more individualized and a more personalized way, right? So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I'm going to hop down. Robert says, this is cool. I'm glad you enjoy it. Vanessa, Ken, Joe, Panashar, great to see you guys. Thanks for always tuning in. Say hi if you guys are hopping on. I know that it sounds weird, but it just lets me know who's there. And that always helps out the algorithm, helps the group a little bit. So it helps everybody. So let's talk about this follow-up, okay? And if you guys have questions, throw them down there. Otherwise, I'm going to make this thing quick, because if I can get these, you know, if I can get this info out there in a shorter time period, that is better than ranting and rambling. All right. So let's talk about this, right? The follow-up method. So I think that there's two things that you can do, right? Those three things, right? There's individualized, right? There is, there's also, you know, you can do what we call sequences. And And then I'm going to throw down here, this third one is integrations. Okay. So what do I mean by that? All right. So the first thing is, what's great about it is that when people come into the chatbot, you can go in and you can manually follow up with them. Like, I think maybe a lot of people know that, maybe a lot of people don't, but like, I'll just show on here, like with our recent client, we don't put a default answer in here because our client like goes in there and responds to these people a lot. And so what we do is we just leave this blank because it's not always necessarily about having an automated response right away, because that might get, if you're not using Dialogflow and it's not a totally automated, system, this particular client is very, she's just very excited to get in and respond. So we offer that ability for them to, even go in and individually respond without the bot, firing off every single time, right? So that's one way that you can do that. The second thing that we do is we do sequences, though. We have sequences here. And if we go down, like you'll see here that after 3 minutes, we follow up with them. And if they haven't interacted with it, right? If they haven't given their information, because for this particular bot, it's a real estate bot, so we ask for them for their phone number like right away when they come in. So if they haven't given us their phone number, then we send them this, right? But if they have, then nothing really happens. And so right here, this sequencing here, by using this go-to block and by using these attributes, I'm really able to create an individualized sequence follow-up, right? And so this right here happens 3 minutes after they come into the bot. 3 minutes, right? That's the first follow-up, happens right away. And then 8 minutes after that, we follow up again. So think about it. They're interacting with the bot 2 times at least, or they're getting 2 engagements with the bot 2 times within the first 10 minutes, right? So that's really what we're doing right here in this follow-up sequence, is that we are following up like right away, right? And I think that that's such a valuable thing of chatbots, is that they allow you to do it as well. So Robert says, if I say hi, is a bot going to respond? So it depends on where you are messaging it to, right? So like if I go here, right? I love the question, Robert. And if I go to here and I go to, I believe my AI is set up. I believe if you say hi, it'll have it say something. Thank you. Hi. So it says, so basically, Robert, if you say hi, it's going to respond with hey. It might say hello there, or it might say I am here for you, or I can say yes, what's up, right? So it'll pick from any of those options if they just respond that way. So that's a great question. Guys, if you guys have any questions, throw them down there. If you guys are just tuning in, hit the wave button or the hi button and let me know who's tuning in. We are talking about everything that you need to sell $1,000 chatbot, because I talked about at the beginning, I'm not really talking about chatbots with my customers, right? I'm not really calling it a chatbot. That's really not something that comes up too often. What we're talking about is the system of getting people into the bot, right? Finding a way to get into it, usually through Facebook ads or some sort of method, having something for them to interact with the bot that usually and ideally nurtures them towards taking action to something. And then that we have a follow-up method that follows up with them and collects their information in a way that gives us a little bit more info of what this particular customer needs, right? So the last part is integrations here, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So check this out. So we use Zapier, and what's great about Zapier is that now we can have everything that happens in the bot that can actually be taken out, and we can actually do all of the information. We can do lots of other things with it. So, for example, what do I mean? Today, we had a roofer lead come in. So they came in off of the bot, right? It came in off of the bot. That's the webhooks here. Okay, if you guys haven't seen how to do that, there's some training on that in the groups. Just go back into the unit section of the of Chatfuel, and you can get that. And you'll see here that for this, you'll see that the data came in. So here was the lead. It came in off of a webhook in Chatfuel. Then we went out and we sent this info out to my partner, and we sent this info out to Dan, and then we sent this info out to the agent. Now, what we could do with text in bulk, what I could do is I could decide to go in here and I could do whatever I want. I could call that person, right? What's great is that now if I wanted to, I could actually, if I wanted to add a step, I could actually go in here and call this person. Text in bulk. So I could actually like send a call. And what I mean by that is like literally we can just send them a call and follow up with them. We talk to them in the chatbot, and then we actually can call them on the phone, right? So like that's what I mean by integrations, is by things being integrated where we can now text, we can now call, we can now follow up with through the chatbot. There are lots of different ways that you can now take all of that data, all of the stuff that the customer gives you, and now do a lot of things with it, right? So those are the three. And when you can do that, right? When you can say, all right, now here's the thing. I'm going to help people come into the bot. I'm going to give them something to interact with. And then all of the motivated ones, all of the interested ones, all the ones who we have their information, we have their phone number, we have all of this data, right? Like if you look at the data that we had, here's what we got. We got their zip code. We got what their primary residence was. We got whether or not they had storm damage, and we also got whether or not they've contacted their insurance. And so by doing that, by getting all of that information, right, what we're able to do is we are now able to have an educated sales conversation with them, right? So let's see. That's kind of what I got for you guys. Helene, thanks for tuning in and saying hi. Darla, thank you. I appreciate it. Jerry, what's going on? Guys, if you guys have questions, now's your chance to throw it down there. I've just made a commitment to coming in and giving you guys just some value on here in the group, and then also make sure that you guys are subscribed to the YouTube page. And if you guys have any questions, throw them down there and we'll cover them. But for those of you guys who are on live, the 14 that are here, I appreciate it. We're going to call it because that's what we got to do. So have an amazing one. Make sure that you guys are building the life and the business that you love, and keep botting on. Peace.